Hello. In this lesson, we talk about congruent triangles. Um, as we know, two congruent figures or shapes are the same shapes with the same sizes. And when you put one on top of the other one, they will completely cover each other. But specifically today, we are concentrating on congruent triangles. To see if two triangles are congruent, we don't need necessarily to check all sides and all angles and all characteristics. There is a shortcut way of doing this, which we will discovering in this lesson. We're discussing during this lesson. So rather than comparing everything on two triangles, we just compare three specification or three characteristics in two triangles. And based on that, we decide if they are congruent or not. All right, the first test we will use is called SSS, which basically means side, side, side. And in practice, it means if you have two triangles like this, where all three matching sides are the same, then the two triangles are congruent. For instance, here I have this side as 4 meter, and I have this side from the other triangle also as 4 meter. This side as 6 meter, and from the other triangle I've got this side as 6 meter. This is 7 meters and this is 7 meters. So all the three sides are equal. That is enough for us to say that these two triangles are congruent. So it means that everything about these triangles will be the same. For example, this angle will be equal to this angle. And this angle will be equal to this angle, and this angle will be equal to this angle. The next test is called side angle side, SAS. And in this one, we look at two sides and the angle made by those sides. If the two sides are equal from the two given triangles and the angle made by those sides also is the same for both triangles, then the two triangles are congruent. Everything about the two triangles will be the same. For instance, here I have this triangle and I have this triangle. This is 4 meters and this is 4 meters. This is 7 meters and this is 7 meters. And the angle made between them is 30 degrees and this is 30 degrees. That means that these two triangles are congruent and everything about them will be the same. This test is called side angle side. Next one is when you have two angles from two triangles are equal and the side which is shared by those angles are equal. So for instance here, I have this triangle and this triangle. I want to see if they are congruent. I looked at this angle is 50 degrees and this angle is 50 degrees. So I have one set of equal angles or one pair of equal angles. Now let's look at the other angle they are given. So 30 degrees and 30 degrees, they are equal too. And these angles share this side, which is 4 meter. And these angles share this side, which is 4 meter. So that is enough for us to say that these two triangles are congruent. And the name of the test for this is AAS, angle, and side, because we're using one side and two angles. The last one is called RHS, right angle, hypotenuse, side. What this means, if you have two right angle triangles and they have equal hypotenuse and equal side, one equal side, then that's enough for us to show that they are congruent. For example, here I have this triangle. This is a right angle triangle. How do I know that? From this little square here. And this is also a right angle triangle because this has also this little square in this corner. So both of them are right angle triangle. So this is R. Then hypotenuse. Hypotenuse of that is 10 centimeters. And hypotenuse of this also is 10 centimeters. So the two hypotenuse are equal. Now look at the other short side S. So that's 8 meters and that's 8 meters. That means these two triangles are congruent. When I put one on top of the other one, they will exactly cover each other. Remember that when they give you questions, they are not necessarily made to scale. For example, this and this, they don't look congruent when you're looking at them, but because they are not drawn to scale. But practically, they are the same triangles, they are congruent based on these tests. Okay, that is the 4 ways we can test if two triangles are congruent. And if two triangles are congruent, like triangle ABC and triangle MNQ, this little triangle stands for triangle. So triangle ABC and triangle MNQ. They are congruent. Mathematically, we write it like that. So triangle ABC, we read this is congruent to triangle MNQ. As you can see, congruency sign is the same as equal with one additional line. Alright, some examples. State if the given triangles below are congruent. If so, state the congruency test. Is this triangle congruent to that? Based on the given information, let's look at this side. This is 3 meters and this side is 3 meters. So we have one equal side. And this side is 4 meters and this side is 4 meters. We have another equal side. And the angle made between those sides is 35 degree here and 35 degree here. So they are congruent. Based on which test? Based on the I just write it here. Yes, they are congruent. And the reason for that is we have side, angle. So we write it side, angle, side. So you have two sides and the angle made by those two sides. Okay, that's for the first one. For the second one, are these congruent, this triangle and this triangle? So first thing you see is both of them are right angle. So both of them are right angle. So we might be able to use RHS. Look at the hypotenuse, 13 meters, 13 millimeters, 13 millimeters. So the hypotenuse of that and hypotenuse of that are equal. Look at the other side, 12 millimeters and 12 millimeters. So yes, they are. Yes, they are congruent. And the reason for that is, yes, they are congruent, and the reason for that is right angle, hypotenuse, side. Next one. Are these congruent? Let's look at this angle. This is 35 degrees, 35 degrees. Let's look at the other angle, 47 degrees, 47 degrees. So you got two pairs of equal angles. And this side, which is shared by this angle and this angle, here is 14 meters, and here also is 14 meters. So that is enough to claim that they are congruent. They are congruent. And here we have two angles and one side, which are shared by those angles. So angle, angle, side. Next one. Are these triangles congruent? Well, this side is 7.2, this side is 7.2. So we have one pair of equal sides. This side is 10 meters, this side is 10 meters. We have another pair of equal sides. And 6.3 and 6.3, you got another pair of equal sides. So we have three sets of equal sides. We say yes, they are congruent. And the reason for that is side, side, side. All three sides are the same. And in this one, are the triangles below congruent? If so, find the sides of angle ABC. Okay, let's look at these triangles. So this side is 7.2, this side is 7.2, and this side is 10 meters, this side is 10 meters, this side is 8.3, this side is 8.3. Yes, they are congruent because we have three pairs of equal sides. Yes, they are congruent. Why? Because we have side, side, side. Three sides are equal. Okay, now they are asking also for something else. If so, find the size of angle ABC. So how much is the angle ABC, this angle? Remember, in angles, the letter in the middle means the corner that we are interested. So that's the corner, B. Angle ABC, how much is it? Okay, because this and this are congruent, everything about them is the same. So let's look at the matching angle. What angle matches B from this triangle? Because this B is made between 7.2 and 10, so 7.2 and 10, then that angle here is 60, so that means this angle here also is 60. So how do I know that B and this angle are matching angles? By looking at the sides. This is 7.2, this is 7.2, this is 10, this is 10. So the angle made between those two will be equal to the angle made between these two. So then angle ABC is equal to 60 degrees. And the reason, if you want to give the reason, matching angles or corresponding angles of congruent triangles. Everything about these triangles are the same, so these angles will be equal. That's all for this lesson. Thank you very much for your attention.